G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. My name's Kaitlyn and I'm an American learning to live down under here in beautiful Sydney, Australia. So whenever people think of iconic Australian foods, one of the most obvious ones, like one of the first ones that come to mind are Tim Tams. And before I came over here, I thought Tim Tams were just chocolate flavored, but after wandering through Woolies, I have seen so many varieties and I've only ever had the originals and a couple of discontinued flavors. So today I am trying and ranking every single Tim Tams flavor that I could find. I've got a small glass of milk here, I've got a cup of tea, I've got Earl Grey tea. I'm not really much of a tea drinker, so this is kind of new territory for me, getting used to drinking teas over here. I've got an Earl Grey with some milk and sugar. I think I am all ready to go, so let me open up these packages and let's get started. So to start off this little ranking, obviously we have to start with the original, where it all started. Just the classic chocolate biscuit, chocolate bicky with chocolate coating. And let's do this the Tim Tam Slam way because I already know what these taste like without the tea, so let's try it with it. So I always used to do this with coffee. I never used to do this with tea, so this is definitely a little bit different. Still get the same effect where everything kind of melts in the middle, and when you bite into it, it almost tastes like chocolate cake with how like moist, I know how everybody hates that word, but like moist and chocolatey and kind of gooey it is. It does make a mess. But these are definitely iconic for a reason. I mean, some of these do look amazing, but at the end of the day, I don't know if you can really beat the original. I guess we will have to keep going and see. Now, of all the other ones, this is probably the least exciting, but the double chocolate, I am excited to try, because honestly, if you double up the chocolate, how could you possibly go wrong? So the double chocolate is just a double chocolate outside coating on a regular Tim Tam, and honestly, I can't really taste much of the difference. Even though there's technically twice as much chocolate on there, it's not really that noticeable taste-wise. So there's really almost no point to a double chocolate Tim Tam. I'm just gonna start like moving these down the line, so like best to worst as I go along, so we'll leave these two where they belong. Next up, we have the dark chocolate Tim Tams, which I'm hoping, luckily Australian chocolate is different than it is in the States. If you have a lot of dark chocolate in the States that is like really fast processed, like Hershey's or something like that, there is such a weird aftertaste to dark chocolate, especially Hershey's dark chocolate over in the States. So I'm hoping that this is nothing like that. It does have the nice little dark chocolate coating on the outside, obviously. So you do definitely get the dark chocolate. There is an actual noticeable difference between these and regular Tim Tams. The chocolate is a little bit more bitter. And if you're somebody who doesn't like milk chocolate, this is probably a great alternative if you're somebody who really is a dark chocolate lover. Typically, I do like dark chocolate, but something about the original Tim Tam is just a little bit better than this. If I want a biscuit, I want something that's going to be a little bit more sweet than this. But if you're somebody who likes your chocolate and your biscuits and chocolate biscuits a little bit more on the bitter side, this is definitely a good choice. So I don't think these have beaten out the double coat, so I think we're going to leave these three where they are and jump over to our chewy caramel Tim Tams, which from the outside look just like the regular ones. The double coat are a little bit thicker, the darker chocolate, but these ones, if you put them down, nobody would know that there's caramel in them. They look just like a regular Tim Tam. It's like we just did a 180 jump from the dark to the chewy caramel. These are so sweet. Like, I feel like one bite of these and I already have a cavity forming in the back of my mouth. Great, it is chewy. It's not like a really stiff caramel that's in there. There's a little bit of like that oozy factor to it. But with the milk chocolate and the caramel, it is just cloyingly sweet. Like, I feel like I've had chocolate covered caramel candies that were less sweet than that was. There's just so much sugar in that bite, like I can't quite get over it. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of those at all. Real quick, let me jump into a special little gift that I got from a small Australian business, Enchanted Wax, and let me tell you about them really quick before we finish up these Tim Tams. So I wanted to say thank you so much to Enchanted Wax for sending me this incredible gift package with 3 candles and a reed diffuser. Enchanted Wax is a small business run out of Victoria that uses all locally grown Australian ingredients. The business was actually founded in 2019 when the owner was no longer able to work and started making his own candles from scratch, and he does make them out of his home in Victoria. Each one is handmade, all the candles are hand poured, and they use such great quality ingredients. Their Master 22 candle smells absolutely incredible. Of all the candles on his shop, this one is called the Mandel, and it does have a little bit of that masculine edge to it. There's some spiciness, a little bit of amber, a little bit of frankincense in this, and it smells absolutely amazing. This one is probably my favorite. It is the Australian bush candle, and it does smell like the Australian bush walking around. It has such an incredible, like, natural scent to it. You feel like you're walking around outdoors. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, and it smells so incredibly good. Now this massive 2-wick white gardenia candle, it smells so floral. It doesn't have that like fake flower smell that some candles have. These luxury candles really do smell so much like the fragrance they're named after. It does smell like gardenias. It's very floral, obviously, and there's just that little touch of sweetness that gardenias have. And even though I did not pick out the scents and these were sent to me as a gift, this is so sweet because gardenias were actually my grandmother's favorite flower. And here we have the Fougere and Forest Oak Reed Diffuser. This smells so good. This is going to really freshen up the room in here. It has that nice spicy woodsy smell to it. Honestly, just from smelling these, you can tell a good quality candle, a good quality reed diffuser. It doesn't have that alcoholic after smell that a lot of the cheap ones have that you can pick up at like TK Maxx. This really does smell like an incredible luxury set. So if you want to support a small local Australian business, I will drop the link for Enchanted Wax down below. Go check them out. Shop small, shop Australian. Thank you so much to Enchanted Wax for sending me these candles. If there's anything that you guys want to send me, I do have a P.O. Box now. That is P.O. Box 569, Blacktown, New South Wales. I will drop that in the description for you guys. And let's get back to the video. So next up, we're jumping over to the white chocolate Tim Tams. Now, I do actually like white chocolate, but kind of in moderation. I don't really like bars of white chocolate itself. I like biscuits that are coated in white chocolate chips and cookies, but I don't like just biting into a bar of white chocolate. This is the first that doesn't have like the chocolate wafer. It's actually like it looks like vanilla wafer. So I can't tell if it's supposed to be like a white chocolate biscuit inside or just a regular typical vanilla biscuit. So let's bite into this and give it a try. And we've done like a complete 180 again. There's like no taste to this at all. Like, let me dip it in tea and give it a second chance, I guess, but I'm not tasting much of anything. Like, there's no smooth white chocolate flavor to it. There's barely any sweetness to the biscuit. It's just crunchy and really one note. Like, I can taste the tea. How weird is that? So if you want like chocolate coated crunchy cardboard, maybe go for the white chocolate ones. That is so disappointing. Like, I really do like white chocolate and there's no flavor to these at all. So next up we have one that's a little bit different, and hopefully caramel can redeem itself in this. We have the Murray River Salted Caramel Tim Tams, which seem to just have like a regular golden biscuit inside. It's not a chocolate biscuit that you would expect. So let's give this one a try and see if caramel can redeem itself. There we go. That is what I want from caramel in a biscuit. It's not cloyingly sweet. The salt does balance it out a little bit more. I feel like the chewy caramel ones are ones that kids are going to love because there's just so much sugar and sweetness to it. But this is definitely a more grown-up version of that. There's a nice balance to the inside. It's not overwhelmingly chocolatey. It's not overwhelmingly caramel-y, sugary. Overall, this one is finally going to change up the rankings here because these are really good. So I think these ones are actually going to jump the pack all the way up to second place. I haven't found one that has beaten the original Tim Tam flavor, and now we have gone through all of the regular Tim Tam flavors. And here I have 4 deluxe flavors. So here I'm expecting something that's going to be a little bit more elevated, maybe a little bit more complex flavor-wise. So let's try something fruity now and do the dark chocolate raspberry tart. Which again, is a very dark chocolate on the biscuit, which is nice, and it is double coated, so it is very smooth. Like regular Tim Tams, you know, have those like little dips and waves on the top. This is almost perfectly smooth on top. This is definitely more elevated than the other Tim Tams have been. There's like this raspberry filling inside that kind of pulls apart just a little bit. Almost like a really good homemade raspberry jelly that's covered in chocolate. I feel like one of these is enough for like an entire dessert though. Even though it's still really sweet, something about the jelly in here does kind of remind me of candy. After one of these, I would probably be like one and done. So this pack would last me a long time. And the raspberry isn't overpowering. Like it is mostly dark chocolate with just that little hint of raspberry at the very end. So I'm actually moving this guy up into third place. Next up on this list, we have the dark chocolate mint. I know that they used to make just regular mint Tim Tams, but I guess they were out of stock, or maybe they stopped making. But when I was at Woolies, they only had these deluxe dark chocolate mint ones. And I love dark chocolate and mint. I think it's an amazing combination. I can't find them here, but there's these Annie's Mints candies back in the States. If you can get them here, let me know what stores you can find them at, or if maybe they're only like a seasonal around Christmas thing, because I absolutely love these mints. But there is a Girl Scout cookie that might be known here called the Thin Mint, which is basically just a very thin, minty, dark chocolate cookie that is covered in dark chocolate. So I'm hoping maybe these dark chocolate mint ones will kind of give me that little bit of a Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie fix that I've been looking for. Especially because like this is the time of year where everybody starts selling Girl Scout cookies over in the States. Like people will set up shops in front of grocery stores. People who have kids who are in the Girl Scouts will take forms into work or send out emails. Some people just order boxes and boxes. It can get crazy over there. So after seeing all these posts on social media about people eating Girl Scout cookies and just being able to enjoy them this time of year, knowing I can't over here, hopefully this will help that fix. Oh, that's so disappointing. Not because they don't taste like Thin Mints. I wasn't going in here like, okay, if they don't taste like it, then they're going to the bottom. But the mint in here, it's almost that fake cloying mint that you get in toothpaste. Chocolatey, crunchy toothpaste. That is so disappointing. I can still feel that minty, like, fake aftertaste tingling in the back of my tongue, and it's so weird. It's definitely not as bad as the toothpaste and orange juice combination, but that's still pretty gross. So this is definitely being ranked somewhere towards the bottom, probably between the cloyingly sweet and the slightly too bitter for me. But we have 2 more left to try, and these 2 I'm feeling really hopeful for. The next one is the Decadent Triple Chocolate, which the double chocolate didn't do that much. It's only ranked 4th in this entire list, and I love chocolate. So since it's supposed to have this gooey center and it's double coated in chocolate, let's see if it holds up. Now that is really good. If you want a really big chocolate fix, I think this is definitely better than the double coated ones. Like, there's that little bit of a gooey center to these, which just makes it slightly, I know I keep saying elevated, but it really does something about having that little bit of extra creaminess, the extra texture to it, does kind of put this a little bit over the top. So if you really want that big chocolate fix, I think the decadent triple chocolate is definitely the way to go. So they are between the dark chocolate raspberry tart and the double coat now. So they are in 4th place. I am getting so full and I'm already starting to feel the sugar rush from this. Luckily we are on the last pack of Tim Tams, and that is the salted caramel brownie. So the Murray River salted caramel made its way all the way up to 2nd place, while the chewy caramel is 2nd to last. Let's see where this is going to fall and if it will knock the original Tim Tams out of 1st place, where they've been this entire time. And it's like that nice thick double coat on it, which all the deluxe ones have been double coated. So first of all, I'm surprised that the brownie actually comes through. Normally when people say like it's a brownie flavored cookie or something like that, you just get a chocolate note. But there's something about like the fudginess of brownies that actually comes through in this. The caramel is a little bit more gooey than it was in the other ones, and they have been in the same room for a day, so it's not like I pulled them out of the fridge and starting to thaw out a little bit. No, this caramel is just a little bit more gooey, but it is just a little bit one note. Something about it is just like, again, a little too sweet, a little too much is trying to go on there, so I think these are probably going to be somewhere in the middle. So that last one ranked 5th, which did not knock the original Tim Tams out of 1st place. After trying 10 Tim Tams flavors, I guess it is true that nothing really does beat the original. Not only they are a little bit nostalgic, even for me, I might not have grown up on these, but my partner has sent me these several times through different care packages. And even though they are a little bit sentimental, overall, they do just generally taste better than all of the other ones that I have tried. And really, I think nothing beats just a regular Tim Tam. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button down below to join our little Amer-Australian family. I post on Mondays and sometimes Thursdays about the differences between American and Australian culture and the overall process of learning to live down under. My name's Kaitlyn, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!